All right, howdy, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ben's Corner. It's game day. But first, I told you last episode that we had an award winner, a Player of the Week award winner. And I think if you caught last episode, you'll have really no trouble guessing who the winner might have been. So I will give you 5 seconds to get that thought in your head, and then we'll reveal it. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who it is. Say it with me, everybody. LaMarcus Blades, the free safety who had an outstanding game, and I think it's safe to say without his play on the field, this game would have been a loss because he started the things off with an interception returned for a touchdown, and then later on in the game got another turnover, which led to points on the board, which ultimately led to the win for the home team, the Orlando Sentinels. So with that business out of the way, we've already taken care of everything else, scouting, training. We're just going to go ahead and get into the game, where it's going to be the Orlando Sentinels at home taking on the Toronto Huskies. Last time these two teams met, it was in Toronto. Let me just check the Huskies uniforms, see what they're wearing today. They are going with their nice, I call that a teal type color. I do like those jerseys. And I don't know if I think we'll go with the black pants and the blue shoes. I like that contrast a little better. So let's get into the game. There's a lot of information to cover. As I was saying before, these two teams met head-to-head in Toronto, and let's just say the results were not good for the Huskies. They lost by a touchdown in a tightly contested game that went back and forth, but the Huskies just couldn't prevail at home, so they're looking for some revenge this game. We'll get into how the Huskies attack other defenses and offenses with their defense under head coach Sean McDermott, a longtime veteran. He's 152 and 143 and 1 in his career. He's got 8 playoff wins, 7 playoff losses, 9 Super Bowl wins, and nope, sorry. I can't read my own typing. He's had 8 winning seasons, 7 playoff wins, 9 playoff losses. He's never won a Super Bowl. And here come the Orlando Sentinels. You see Tyson Kerr. And here come the Huskies, their home fans screaming and cheering for them. There's number 93, Houston Madsen, one of the up-and-coming young stars on this team. And that's number 54. I don't even see a 54 for their team. Who is that? Offensive lineman Riley Stockton, that's their center. Okay. I was thinking it was a linebacker. There you see Kiefer Byrne warming up. You see the standings. The Sentinels won the division at 10-3. They're already getting to the playoffs. And everybody else is at 6-7 or worse, so if they're going to get a wild card, they're going to have to win out, and that starts today for the Huskies. I think the Sentinels are going to have a lot to say about that. Let's get into the ball game. We know that this Huskies team has a very good quarterback, and I don't mean to play up the pun, but that would be Max Good. But first, kicking it off is Jeff Cummins, the punter. The kick fielded by Kerr, who weaves his way through some traffic, gets it out to the 32, and that'll be some very good starting position for Kiefer Byrne and this Sentinels offense. Byrne has had an up-and-down season, has seen a resurgence the last few games, going over 300 yards before last week where he's slowed down by the Explorers. Let's see how this game starts off. And it starts off with a handoff right side to Triplett, who makes a juke, makes a man miss, and then is tackled by number 28, Demarius Royal, the starting corner. Radovich, Holloman, Crockett, Spriggs, and Beatles are your offensive line. Wood, Kerr, Triplett, Spellman, and White are the skill players. And of course, under center, Kiefer Byrne. So that's a 4-yard pickup on first down, and there's another handoff up the middle, and he squeaks through for a couple more. Trying to see who was on the tackle, but here's the defense. The front four, Shaw, Gunter, Brent, and Randall. The linebackers, Carmen, Sanborn, and Calvin. And in the secondary, Royal, Stamper, Chandler, and Kendricks. 3rd and 5, so it looks like he only picked up a yard on that carry. Byrne back to pass, setting up the screen. Triplett has it, but a great play from number 90, Lincoln Calvin, the superstar zone hawk linebacker, able to weave his way through the offensive line traffic and make a play for minimal gain, if any, and that's going to stall the first drive for the Sentinels. So the elusiveness of Triplett not able to get away from the sure player that Lincoln Calvin is. So Spencer Parsons is going to punt this one away to Alexander Red. It goes into the end zone for a touchback. And we're going to be saying Red's name a lot because he plays slot and is the return man. There you see the numbers for Max Good, having an outstanding season, throwing for a lot of yards. He also will take off and run with it, as we've seen in the past. Under center for first down, the tailback is Dion Averill, who is a good one. They do a quick hitter out to the flat. Number 82 is Lindell Stokes, who gets tackled for a loss by the rookie Marquis Wyrick. So how good is Max Good? Well, he's 8th in the league in passing yards with 3,491, but 20th in passing touchdowns with 18, and he's tied for 10th in the league with that 7 interceptions. We've got more information on him. Man in motion is Stokes. He drops back to pass and hits his man over the middle, and is met as soon as he turns around. That's Lindell Stokes once more. We'll hear about him a little bit more. Riley Ryan, Brock, Stockton, Andrews, and Reed. Townsill, Costello, Averill, Newman, and Stokes are the skill players. And no one outstanding player in this receiving corps. Good just spreads it all around. He's back to pass, has all kinds of time, out to the right side, and that's going to be short of a first down. It was Dion Averill out of the backfield catching that pass. We'll speak more on Wood on their Max Good on their next drive. Kerr fields the punt, and as he is wont to do, does not call for a fair catch. And he's met by a duo of Alexander Red and Kyle Fine. There you can see the wild card picture. The Conquistadors and Sentinels are both tied at 10 and 3. The Huskies, Explorers, and Bulls are not out of the picture. But you could say that a loss here for the Huskies would really derail their chances. There's a handoff up middle. Averill's got some room. Ankle tackle saves a huge pickup, but Dalton Triplett coming out of the gates hot. A first down carry right up the gut. And if there's a way to attack this Huskies defense, it is probably up front, right down the middle, where their defensive tackles are not very strong. He drops back, has some time, steps up in the pocket to evade the rush, but he can't get away. That's number 94. Well, I saw number 94. They're going to credit number 70, Antonio Randall, the right defensive end. And they have a good pair of edge rushers. They are not ranked very highly in the league with sacks, but Shaw, number 97, you see there, and Antonio Randall are their leaders in sacks with 4.5 and 4 respectively. So add another one for Randall, And that's a loss of 7 yards on first down. Byrne back to pass deep over the middle. Has his man. I'm going to say that's Perry Wood for close to a first down. They're going to say he's just short. And that's 3,000 yards for Kiefer Byrne on the season. Speaking of Byrne, he is 28th in passing yards. He did miss 2 games with a shoulder impingement. He is dead last in passing touchdowns with only 10. Tied for 5th with interceptions with only allowing 6. And 6th in the league in completion percentage with 71%. So he's rather efficient, weaving his way through traffic up the middle. That is Niles McKell, the second-year undrafted free agent. They really like what he's been able to do in his limited carries this season. He gets some short yardage carries near goal line. He's made the most of those. He beat out the veteran Lee Kemp for the position on the depth chart, and he's been not turning his head away from that role. So a first down for the Huskies, for the Sentinels, rather. Deep over the middle, he's got his man. That's Mark Spellman, the superstar tight end. He is going to be a huge factor in this offense going forward, just like Shaq Hennessy thought. Had he not missed 4 games, he could be up there for 1,000 yards on the season. He still might be able to get there if he has some huge games going forward, but there's only 3 games left in the season. So a first down, getting near red zone territory here. Byrne back to pass, has all kinds of time. Over the middle, it's Spellman again, towards the end zone. He gets popped by Alexander Redd, stopping him just short of the end zone. What a huge hit from Alexander Redd, taking down the 6'6", 240-pound tight end. Whoa, that's a D-cleater. You see, Spellman tried to lower his shoulder. It didn't quite work out for him, did it? Demarius Royal was also around his legs. It may have just stopped his momentum enough for Redd to level Spellman. And now they're in jumbo package. And there's a handoff off left side. Can't get his way through the traffic. Niles McKell gets stopped for a loss of 1. Nice play in the backfield by Lincoln Calvin. This Huskies defense is 17th overall. They're very middle of the pack in everything. They are 13th in points allowed, 16th in pass defense, 16th in run defense. And there's another handoff, and this looks like Triplett trying to go up the middle. He goes nowhere. A loss of 3 on that carry. Dean Sanborn, the middle linebacker for the Huskies with the tackle. He is a good one. Remember last season, he and London Bates were going back and forth for tackles in the NFL and tackles for loss. And Sanborn is their leading tackler with 106th. That's good for 18th in the league, though. 3rd and goal. Byrne back to pass, has time, slings it out to the left, and that's caught by Triplett out of the backfield, but he won't get into the end zone. So the Huskies defense giving up yardage, but not points on this play, well, at least not a touchdown. They've only allowed 302 on the season. That is good for 13th. They've only caused 14 fumbles, and they have 8 interceptions, which are good for 27th and 21st in the league, respectively. Here comes Wes Mcguire, and the kick is up, and a chip shot field goal gives the Sentinels a 3-point lead about halfway through the first quarter. So, getting that close to the end zone, the Sentinels would have wanted points on the board with a touchdown. And Wes Mcguire kicks the ball out of the stadium. So there's got to be a win going. We know he's got a heavy lead-filled leg, but it's not quite that strong. And Max Good steps back out onto the field. Got Dion Averill behind him. More about Good. He is 5th in the league in completion percentage with 71%. He rolls out, has time, hits his man, rolling out. And that is number 84, the second tight end, Wesley Young. Credit Artavius Baber with the tackle. And there's Averill squeaking his way through the middle for a good gain. I'm going to say about 7 yards on that one. Madsen, Bates, Kendall, and Hunt. Blanton, Bades, and Baber, the linebacking core. And in the secondary, 2 outstanding corners in Kershaw, Wyrick, and the safeties Youngblood and Blades. Blades looking to make more outstanding plays in that secondary. They credit him 5 yards on that carry. They fake the handoff. He's got all kinds of time and hits his man wide open. That's number 80, Sean Townsell. Max Good is also 8th in the league in yards per game with 268.5. And at quarterback rating, he is rated 14th with a 98.2. Speaking of spreading the ball around, Lindell Stokes, who you just saw make, well, he hasn't made a catch yet, but he leads this team and is 10th in the league with 79 receptions. Isaiah Williams, who we have not heard from yet, as Good gets snap, and he finds a wide open receiver. There's Lindell Stokes, number 82, with his first catch of the game. Isaiah Williams is 10th in the league with touchdown receptions with 8. There's a handoff right up the middle, and he's stopped just after picking up the first down by London Bates. There you see Dion Averill. He is 4th in the league in rushing yards, 2nd in yards per carry at 5.6, tied for 7th with 7 rushing touchdowns, and has only fumbled twice this entire season. So Dion Averill, a very good one. And the pass is caught over the middle. Trying to see the number. That's Lindell Stokes, the rookie, having an outstanding first season in the NFL. Inside the red zone, there's a handoff and met in the backfield as soon as he gets the handoff. I think that's Vernon Hunt, number 94, making a huge stop for a loss of 5 yards on that carry. Vernon Hunt not fooled at all. You saw Kent Kendall. He has been promoted to the starting D-tackle role. They used to switch out between him and Steve Cleveland, but with that play he had last week, he's earned the starting role as Coach Hennessy wants to get this pass rush going. Good back to pass, has his man over the middle. It's caught. He's trying to break some tackles, but number 85, Isaiah Williams, a big receiver, 6'4", 230 pounds, could not break away. Tackle made by LaMarcus Blades. He drops back to pass. All kinds of time over the middle. It's caught by number 42, the 6'6", 270-pound Gill Newman, the tight end, who is known for his blocking skills, as are all these tight ends, but I mentioned it in the preview, they use these tight ends as receivers, and when you're as big as Gill Newman, I mean, he just makes an excellent target, and teams can't sleep on him. And he has been showing up a lot in these Sentinels Huskies matchups. 1st and goal now from the 4. They hand off. Fake it. No! It's a sack! Artavius Baber rushing from his left outside linebacker position. Not known for his pass rushing skills, but he came on an uncontested blitz. And that's just sending more than they can block. The tight end just let him go as he went out on a route. And Good couldn't get it away quick enough. You see Jadarius Shaw and Sanborn speaking to each other. They're going to look to at least tie this game up with a field goal if possible, but first things first, it's only 2nd down and goal to go. He gets a snap, handoff off right side. He's got a crease, and luckily Bates swims his way down the line to make the tackle for a short gain of 3 yards. Good back to pass. All kinds of time. Hits his man. He's wide open. Heading to the end zone. Touchdown! Number 85, Isaiah Williams. They're going to say that's his first touchdown, but it's the first one this game. But he's got 9 on the season now. And he is their leading touchdown maker. And you can see why here. Just finds an open spot in the zone, and Denario Blanton, known for his pass coverage skills, couldn't catch up to him. So the Huskies take a lead now. That's their kicker, Bobby Oliver, with the PAT. It's up and good. So a 4-point lead now as the first quarter is nearing an end. This Sentinels defense kind of upset with themselves how they could let the team off the hook like that. Lots of open receivers. And that's not a good sign against this quarterback who will buy time with his feet in the pocket and spread that ball around. Kerr fields the kickoff at his own 10 and finds a crease and almost breaks free. Gets it out to about the 37. So you know there's a very strong wind going here. Kiefer Byrne got his team down to the goal line but couldn't punch it in. You know, they're going to try to repeat that and try to get it in this time. Fakes a handoff and nearly intercepted a dangerous pass. He was trying to go to Donnell White on a quick slant. And that route was jumped. Byrne is lucky. And there's a handoff to Averill up middle. Tries a juke move, spins through the tackle. Brought down by number 33, Travis Stamper, the strong safety. Very speedy, strong safety. 3rd and 4. Byrne back to pass. Has all kinds of time. Hits his man streaking across the field. I'm trying to see. I think that's Donnell White, 87, but he's going to be stopped for short of the first down. That is a 3 and out. Donnell White has really emerged as a receiving weapon this year, but that pass wasn't quite on the money. It barked him. Woof, woof. Backed him up just a bit, and he couldn't turn upfield before Demarius Royal was there to make the tackle. This punt goes out of bounds off the foot of Spencer Parsons at the 27. We've seen that this year. Parsons seems to have some trouble getting the ball off his foot this year. Not sure if that's due to the snapping issues or maybe an injury, but we've seen him shank a few like this. Of course, there is a crazy wind in this game. There's a handoff to Averill up the middle, and he's going to be met by Vernon Hunt. He gets 1 yard on that carry, so this defense holding their own. And at the end of the first, you heard it, the PA announcer, Huskies up 7-3 over the Sentinels earlier. And we know the deal with this Sentinels offense, or defense rather. Good back to pass, all kinds of time. Hits his man out of the backfield. Averill, who breaks a tackle and steps out of the bounds for gain of, I'm going to say, 5. 3rd and 4 now. Back to pass once more. Has time. Hits his man out of the backfield once more. That looks like Averill once again. And he's going to be stopped short of the first down. So that's a 3 and out for the Huskies. This Sentinels defense has had their problems this year. That punt goes into the end zone for a touchback. Sentinels will start out their own 20. We'll touch on their defense on their next defensive stand. Let's go over the offense. The offense is ranked 9th now overall, but in yardage with 4,770. Byrne back to pass. Hits his man. That is a short completion to Perry Wood, who gets stood up and pushed back. No gain on the catch. They are tied for 18th with 23.8 points scored per game. Byrne back to pass again. Over the middle. That's caught by Spellman. He goes down the field and is tackled by a host of Huskies. Or should we say a pack of Huskies. And another huge play. 3 catches, 73 yards for the tight end, Mark Spellman, making his impact felt early in this game. Their passing offense has struggled this year, but has come on late. They are ranked 22nd overall with 3,151 yards. Last with passing touchdowns with only 12. Stamper with that tackle. Averill up the middle. He's got some room. Spins around. Gets about 4 on that carry. Give him 5. And speaking of that, this rushing offense is 3rd in the league with 1,619 yards. Spread field over the middle. That's Spellman once more for a first down. His 4th catch of the game. And they are tied for 7th in the league with rushing touchdowns of 15. And that is all because of the leading rusher by far in the NFL, Dalton Triplett. He's got 1,258 rushing yards coming into the league. First by far. Number 2 is Smith with 971. And there's a quick hit out to the right side to Perry Wood for 3 yards. Not very much yardage found there. And another spread formation deep over the middle and intercepted! Picked off, and there's a flag on the play. It looks like a face mask. I think that's Dean Sanborn, the middle linebacker, with the pick. And Mark Spellman is the guilty party with the face mask after the fact. So a double whammy there. The interception monster rearing its ugly head again for Kiefer Byrne. And that is a backbreaker as the Huskies will get the ball at midfield. There's a run off left side by Averill, who picks up 3. The Huskies offense. As Good drops back to pass, he takes off running. We knew this was a problem. He's got wide open field. Hunt chases him down from behind, and that's 18 yards for Max Good, who, although he does take off and run, he's not near the tops in yardage or touchdowns. He does have 3 rushing touchdowns on the year and about 350 yards on the ground. Oddly enough, Seth Rogers, who we saw in the Washington football game, leads the league in both categories with over 500 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns from the quarterback position. So that first down will push them towards the red zone. Max Good on a delayed handoff to Averill. He's met by the duo of Kent Kendall and London Bates for a gain of 1 up the middle. Back to pass again, over the middle deep, and a leaping catch by Gill Newman. And Max Good is perfect on the game. 12 for 12, over 100 yards passing already. Gill Newman with a huge reception there. Not known for his hands, but my goodness, when you're 6'6" and can jump that high, who's going to take it away from you? Shaquille O'Neal? Dikembe Mutombo? So inside the 10-yard line, 8 yards to go for a touchdown. They hand off. Nope, they fake it out. Rolling out, and in the back of the end zone, Lindell Stokes cannot hold on. Good pass coverage. Max Good back to pass again. Slings it out to his left. Looks like Averill out of the backfield. Won't get much. That was Good's first incompletion, that pass to the back of the end zone. Zaire Witherspoon gets credit. Good takes off, and he'll be stopped short of the goal line by Denario Blanton. They had a spy on the quarterback that time, and good thing they did because he had open real estate. Like I said, he is not afraid to call his own number. Bobby Oliver, the place kicker. This should be automatic. Oliver is 21st in the league with field goal percentage at 82%. And is 6th with extra point percentage at 97. Had one blocked. So Oliver has got his troubles on the long-distance kicks because his leg is not one of the stronger ones or accurate ones. Kerr fields the kickoff deep in the end zone. He'll kneel down for a touchback. So it's a 10-3 ball game. Midway through the second quarter, Kiefer Byrne looked like he had something going, and then the interception brought that to a halt, and it led to points. So Byrne going to be kicking himself over that one. They fake the handoff. Byrne deep over the right side. It's broken up by, looks like Alexander Red going for Donnell White. Pump fake. Deep over the left side. A leaping one-handed catch. Who else but Perry Wood? What an amazing, talented player. He had a man all over him, leaps high up in the air, one-hand catch, spins around. And what more can you do if you're Demarius Royal, the superstar corner? He goes up with him, can't quite get his hand up high enough, and look at that amazing body control, and comes down with it with possession. Perry Wood, ladies and gentlemen. There's a handoff up the middle. He's got plenty of blocking. Weaves his way through the traffic for a gain of about 4. Lincoln Calvin with that tackle. Byrne back to pass. Over the middle, that's Mark Spellman. We've been calling his name a lot this year. Made a goof on that interception, giving the face mask to, I believe it was Dean Sanborn with the interception. And if Spellman gets that wide open, you better believe Kiefer Byrne's going to find him. This Huskies defense went over it before. Middle of the pack when it comes to pretty much every rating on the field, except for turnovers. And there is a very long delayed handoff to Triplett off left side, but it picks up a few. Triplett does not give up, keeps those legs churning. 5-yard gain on that carry. And there's Spellman over the middle again. First down, Sentinels. And they are threatening to put a drive together to get some points on the board. They fake the handoff. They pass it out to Triplett to the right, overthrown and out of bounds. 2nd and 10. And they fake the handoff again. It's got plenty of time. Out to the left end. Misfires one more time. Byrne's inaccuracy showing up right now. Change of sides of field may have something to do with it. Facing the wind. All time to pass. Over the middle. Caught by Mark Spellman for a first down. What a huge catch. Over 100 yards in the game already, and it's only the second quarter. He was blanketed by Lincoln Calvin, the pass coverage specialist linebacker for this Huskies defense. I don't care who you are, a linebacker on Mark Spellman is a mismatch. Byrne, all kinds of times, hits his man, streaking over the middle. That's number 88, the backup tight end, Kenyon Tomlinson. There's a handoff off left side. Triplett weaving his way through. Almost enough for a first down. I give him 4 yards on that carry. 3rd and 1 now. Dean Sanborn with that tackle. They fake the handoff. He rolls out. Has all kinds of time. Slings it out. And it's caught by Tyson Kerr, the backup running back, for a first down. It wasn't much, but it was all they needed to keep this drive going inside the red zone. So you know the Huskies are going to try to everything they can to keep this team out of the end zone. The Sentinels, of course, are going to want to tie this up with a touchdown. They can pick up a first down before they get to the end zone. Byrne back to pass, slings it out to the left. That's not going to get anywhere. Mark Spellman. Nope. I'm sorry. That's the backup tight end, number 88, Terrence Durham. I keep getting him and the fullback confused. And there's a slinged pass over the middle. It looks like Terrence Durham again. So Durham getting a lot of looks this game. The sure-handed fullback converted to tight end because of that fact. And 3rd and 6. To the back of the end zone. Out of bounds is Perry Wood. That's going to go for an incomplete pass. He had him wide open, but Perry Wood could not stay in bounds. What a shame. Yep, there's no question about that one. He wasn't even close to being in bounds. London Bates said, man, wish we could have tied it up right there, but here comes Wes Mcguire to chip into the lead here with a chip shot field goal attempt. And it's up and good, so they cut the lead to 4 with that disheartening drive. So 2 drives that could have wound up with a touchdown end up stalling out and leading to 2 field goals. We'll have to see if that comes back to haunt this team in the end. So drawing the lead down as the halftime approaches. That's Alexander Red fielding the kick. Gets a good head of steam. Goes upfield to the 32. Looks like Terrence Durham on that tackle. So the backup tight end getting all kinds of playing time here. You see Averill, not very good numbers on the game, but he is a strong running back with good speed. So he is a threat at any time to break one, and we've seen him do it in the past. There's a handoff to Averill off right side, and the head of steam lowers his shoulder and picks up about 8 on that carry. So we told you, it's only a matter of time. This guy has punished this team in the past. But this new 4-3 alignment, Shaq Hennessy's looking to counter that. 2nd and 2 now. And there's another handoff up the middle. He is going to meet a wall in Sheldon Bates and Kent Kendall. Only a yard gain on that carry. Back to pass is good. Has time. Out to the left. That's caught by the running back. Averill out of the backfield for a first down. And we told you that's his 5th reception of the game. Good, spreads it around. You've seen him get it to Isaiah Williams for a touchdown. Lindell Stokes. He's gone to Gill Newman for a couple of huge plays. Sean Townsell's caught a couple of passes. And Dion Averill. So that's why none of their receivers are really up there in yardage, because every single one of them has 500, 600, 700 yards. There's a pass out to the flat. Wide open is Averill. That'll pick up a first down. And they're going to call a timeout here as they try to push to extend the lead at the end of halftime. They are past midfield. They're going to have to get their kicker some pretty good field position here for a field goal. Mack to pass, has time, over the middle. That's number 82, Lindell Stokes, the rookie, for another catch. I'll give him about 5 or 6 yards on that catch. We'll see the official spot. They give him 5. Just under a minute to go in the half. Back to pass again. He hits his man out of the backfield and drops it. Gill Newman, not able to hold on through the tackle of Aaron Kershaw. I say the contact from Aaron Kershaw. He slings it deep, and once again, a pop. This time from LaMarcus Blades, knocks the ball loose. And there is the hands issue for the big, strong tight end, Gill Newman. LaMarcus Blades able to just get his body in there, make it a contested catch, and Newman couldn't hang on. This could be iffy territory for Bobby Oliver. He may have the wind at his back, so we'll see. The kick is up, and it is fading, but he gets it through. Field goal for Bobby Oliver. Have to say the wind helped that one. It was a dying duck, but just got a at the tail end of it to push it straight through the upright. So give Oliver credit for that kick that extends it to a 7-point lead once more. Kerr is going to down this one in the end zone. Orlando has all of their timeouts with under a minute to go, so if they're going to get something going, They're going to have to pass deep and often. You see the leading receiver for the Sentinels in yardage, Perry Wood, having a step back from his outstanding year last season. And Byrne drops back to pass out to the flat off the right side, and Spellman does a smart thing, hauls it in and runs out of bounds for a gain of 4. Preserves a timeout, stops the clock. Byrne back to pass again, senses pressure, gets it out to the backfield. That's triplet jukes, and that takes up a lot of time. They'll call a timeout. Minimal gain on that one, maybe a 3 or 4 yards. Deep over the middle, it's Mark Spellman past midfield. They call another timeout. Mark Spellman having an outstanding game. And there's a fake handoff. Byrne, all kinds of time. Deep over the middle, it's caught. They're going to call another. No, they're going to. Now, they were hurrying to the line of scrimmage, then took a timeout. They faked me out. I thought they were going to try for a hurried play. They're going to settle for a field goal here. At least an attempt. Wes Mcguire thuds the ball through. And it's a 4-point lead once more for the Huskies. I think that was Perry Wood on that other huge catch. It happened so fast, we'll have to go back over the replays and see, but I'm pretty sure it was Perry Wood. Kickoff fielded at the 10. And Red gets a crease and a nice return here. Gets it out to the 36. 8 seconds to go. You think they're just going to run out the clock here and take this lead, and that's exactly what they do. That's Houston Madsen on that tackle. First time we've called his name. He'll be going up against Roy Reid, who is one of the better tackles in the game. It looks like the Sentinels are going to force them to run one more play. And Good sits back in the pocket, launches one deep on a Hail Mary. Into the wall of coverage, it's bounced up, bobbled around. Oh my goodness! That looked like a touchdown for a moment, but couldn't hold on to it. What an amazing try and effort. It looked like Lindell Stokes, or no, Sean Townsend, number 82, almost came away with that. So there you see the numbers on the yard. Both teams, equal number of rushing yards. Let's take a look around the league for some action. Down in Nolens, it's the Saints up over the Falcons 14-7. I'm sorry, that is in Georgia. I know my geography. Simmons with a touchdown, Hurley with a touchdown. And out in Washington, it's the Washington team up 17-7 over the Giants. Rogers with another touchdown, Nicholas with a touchdown, Hicks with a touchdown. Bennett for the Giants with their sole touchdown. And in Chicago, it's the Vikings up 14-7 over the Bears. Thompson and Blackburn with touchdowns. Stallings and Sherman with touchdowns. Well, it had to be a passing touchdown to Stallings, because they don't have 2 touchdowns, do they? You see Wood taking off, as he's wont to do. He's done that a couple of times already. And we know from the history between these two teams, they do that a lot. There's Isaiah Williams with his team-leading 9th touchdown reception on the season. And the Huskies are going to start the third quarter with the football, fielded at about the 5 by Alexander Red. He gets it out to the 30, where he's met by a host of Sentinel defenders. So this Huskies offense is 3rd in total offense with 5,155 yards. They are 12th at points per game with 25. Their passing offense is 8th with 3,484 yards. We'll let the play develop here. There's a handoff off right side, and not much doing there. Looks like Kent Kendall and 2 others there to stop that for a gain of 1. passing touchdowns, they are tied for 20th with 18, and he staggers coming out of the backfield, does Averill for a minimal gain. Kendall in on that tackle. There's another handoff up the middle, and spitting his way through the tackle. Was it enough? It was not. Kendall made 3 plays in a row. Known more as a pass rush specialist, he was in on those run plays. So that's a quick 3 and out. And that's saying something, because this Huskies run offense is second in the league with 1,671 yards. And they are first in the league with rushing touchdowns with 19. So that's how they like to score. The punt goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Sentinels will start at the 20-yard line. You can see Mark Spellman, the highlight reel man of the day, making all kinds of huge catches downfield for yardage. Just a mismatch for this defense that can't catch up to him and can't slow him down. You have to think Byrne's going to try to find him even more. Costly turnover earlier in the game. There's a handoff up the middle. And he breaks free past the first down marker. Looks like 11 yards on that carry. Averill just needs a little crease. Or not Averill, Triplett. I'm getting so excited here. I'm getting names confused. And we know this team relies on Dalton Triplett's rushing ability. He carried this team last year. He's doing it again this year. Can't say enough about him. There's a draw up the middle, and he gets nowhere on that one. Credit to the defensive tackle, number 91, Tracy Gunter, who is their best defensive tackle. Even so, just to give you an idea, he's a 69 overall. He's their best one. Made a big play there. Second and 11. Triplett got stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1. Shotgun. Byrne back to pass. All kinds of time. Slings it deep over the middle, and it's hauled in by Donnell White. Kiefer Byrne, 240 yards on the game so far, but that costly turnover. And this secondary for the Huskies, not blessed with great speed, save for an outstanding athlete in Travis Stamper with world-class speed at the strong safety position. We're talking Olympic sprinter speed. A very long delayed handoff. My goodness, it fooled nobody. The defensive line collapsed in on him and stopped him for no gain. Credit Antonio Randall with that tackle. They go to Tyson Kerr up the middle, who puts on a juke and jive and picks up a first down. Tyson Kerr with home run hitting speed, just like Dalton Triplett. They feel very confident that if anything, heaven forbid, should happen to Dalton Triplett, they're in good hands with this guy. And then they have the 1-2 punch of Niles McKell and Tyson Kerr. First down in Huskies territory. Man in motion is Spellman. And there, fake the handoff, rolls out, hits Spellman over the middle on a tiny crossing route for a gain of about 3 yards. So looking to do whatever they can to get the ball in Spellman's hands. He's got 10 catches already in the early goings of the third quarter. And if my voice sounds like it's failing, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bit under the weather. That's why this game came out late. I was trying to get it out on Friday, but man makes plans, God laughs. There's a pass over the middle. That looks like number 82, Parrish McCarthy for a first down. Again, McCarthy filling in for the injured Chris Bradley, who should be back soon. There's a handoff off right side. Triplett doesn't get much on that one. Give him a yard. Lincoln Calvin with his 7th tackle of the game. And there's a high snap fielded, and there's a crease up the middle. Niles McKell. Nope, Tyson Kerr. I knew it was Tyson Kerr, and I said Niles McKell. My mouth sometimes does not work in conjunction with my brain. So a little change up here. They hand it off to Tyson Kerr, who has made his best out of 2 carries. A big gain there to get him within the goal line territory. Inside the red zone, 5 yards to go, just about. They say 6, okay. I stand corrected as usual. There's another handoff at the middle. Triplett dragging defenders with him into the end zone. Touchdown, Dalton Triplett. And that is a dynamic to his game that did not exist last season. If you watched this team last year, Triplett would try all kinds of moves to juke and jive. He's not the biggest running back in the world. He's just over 200 pounds, known for his speed. But Coach Shaq Hennessy had something to say to him. Here's the PAT. It's up and good. And the Sentinels take a 16-13 3-point lead in the third quarter from the strong running of Dalton Triplett. Posing on the sideline. That's Triplett's 8th touchdown on the season, which he was tied for 7th with Dion Averill, and now he's moving up the pecking order. Kick fielded by Alexander Red. He goes nowhere on that one. Credit number 57 on special teams. That would be Jason McKnight, the backup outside linebacker. There you see the numbers for good. Very high completion percentage, not many yards, but a touchdown on the game so far. Has not turned the ball over, which is good news for the Huskies. Lots of motion, causes some confusion, and Averill picks up a first down on that carry, so Averill's starting to pick up. I am dealing with a bit of a sinus infection, so if anybody has ever dealt with one of those before, you can understand how I've been feeling the last couple days. More motion up front. Delayed handoff up the middle. Averill's got some room. Has a first down and more. Fumble! We're going to have to see a replay on that. They do recover, so I doubt they're going to want to review this. Looks like number 82 able to pounce on it. Was this actually a fumble? And no, it looks like he's down, so they may review just for field position purposes, because it looks like they might have gained a yard or maybe something on the play. Nope, they're going to let it stand. Lindell Stokes able to pounce on it near midfield. Huskies mounting a drive. Way over the middle and misfiring. Max Good, one of his most errant throws of the game so far. He's been very on the money so far. 2nd and 10 at the 49 of the Huskies, and off right side, and there is Zaire Witherspoon, the slot corner, 6'1", 190 pounds, playing like a safety on that play, stops the play in its tracks. Here comes Good, all kinds of time, over the middle, that's number 80, Sean Townsell. And that won't be good enough for first down. I don't think Oliver has the leg to make an attempt from here, so we should see the punter come on the field. Jeff Cummins. That's just my deep analysis here. I know Oliver does not have a strong leg. The wind, I think, is in his face, so he will not be trying this. This is Cummins, the punter. Kerr will be back deep to field it. And this one will go out of bounds at the 22. The Sentinels will be looking to put the pedal down. You see Tyson Kerr, 2 carries, 28 yards, making the most of his limited action. The special returns ace, always a threat to take one to the house, whether he's a running back or a return man. Byrne hands it off to Triplett, who's met in the backfield again. That's number 90. Gonna try to find out who that is. It's one of their linebackers. Lincoln Calvin, I'm sorry. Up the middle again. He cuts it back off left side. Finds no room there as Demarius Royal is there to make a stop after a gain of 2. Back to passes. Byrne has all kinds of time. Finally gets it away. Checks it down to Triplett out of the backfield for almost nothing. And that's some good defense by these Huskies who are clamping down on the running game. Dean Sanborn with his 6th tackle of the game. And you had to wonder if Byrne was going to take one of those famous statue play sacks on that one. Finally fired it out to Triplett after he found nothing else. And discretion is the better part of valor with the lead. Parsons to punt it away to Red back deep. Red fields it at about the 20. Popped! Right at the 20 is Alexander Red. He had no chance. You see the numbers for Averill in the season. 943 yards now. He came into the game with 888. And they faked the handoff. And Good takes off, and he's met in the backfield by Houston Madsen. That's going to count as a sack? It was not a designed run, so Houston Madsen, on fire lately in the sack department, spun out of his block, spun the right way, got the double team. Madsen showing off his finesse moves there with the spin, a la Dwight Freeney. There's a run off left side that will go nowhere, and guess who? Houston Madsen with a tackle for the loss. So a great set of downs for Houston Madsen. He's been showing up in the run play earlier this season. Been getting his nose around the football with the ball carrier. Just hadn't been able to get to the quarterback. But since moving to this 4-3, he's really been able to get after it. 3rd and 14 now. Back to pass. Has all kinds of time over the middle deep, and it's good enough for a first down to Sean Townsell. And that's something we've seen a lot from this Sentinels offense in the past. They make 2 great plays, get a 3rd and long, and then let up a big play like that. Credit to Max Good and Sean Townsell. They just floated it over the head of Denario Blanton. He could not do anything with it. Kershaw was trailing on that. Not often you see somebody get away from Kershaw's stingy defense. Pardon. There's a delayed handoff up the middle. He breaks the initial tackle, but Kent Kendall there to clean it up. Uh-oh. Thought the game was going to stall there for a minute. Gave him a yard on that carry. They delay handoff up the middle again. It's knocked loose and recovered by number 54, the center, Riley Stockton. So that's twice we've seen the ball go on the ground. Whether that was an actual fumble or not, though I don't think the first one was. This one may not have been as well. Through all that traffic, it's hard to see. Now, I think he's down by contact. They recovered their own fumble anyway, so 3rd and 6, nearing midfield. Back to pass is good. Has his man out to the left. Wide open. 85 is Isaiah Williams. We saw him catch his 9th touchdown earlier this game. And there's a big pass for a first down. And Shaq Hennessy cannot be pleased. It was a hard-fought battle to get the lead against this Huskies defense, who these two teams always play each other tough. Zaire Witherspoon with a secure tackle to make sure he doesn't get away with much more, but they're past midfield now with a fresh set of downs. Rolling out. Deep downfield towards the end zone, almost picked off. Nate Youngblood, the strong safety, on the overthrow from Max Good, bats it away. That could have been a huge turnover there. And Good going to test this defense again. Out to the right side, a leaping catch for minimal gain. I'm trying to get the number. Looks like Lindell Stokes, number 82, or perhaps Gill Newman, 42. Back to pass again. Plenty of time over the middle. It's caught by number 85, Isaiah Williams, who turns it upfield and gains more. That's another big first down from the talented receiver. 6'4", 230 pounds. It doesn't stop there. They have some skyscraper wide receivers. You haven't heard from them yet, but Cameron Silvers, Corey Jones, and Rafael Santos are all 6'5". Gill Newman is 6'6". And there's a delayed handoff up the middle, swarmed by a host of defenders. On the run blitz is number 47 for the Sentinels. That'd be Andrew Stringer, the backup strong safety. Just sold out all the way on the run, and it paid off. He had some help there from Denario Blanton, number 58, for a loss of 1 yard on the carry. There's another handoff up the middle, cuts it back, nearing first down yardage. And give him the first down. Dion Averill explodes up the middle for a first down. So this Huskies running offense starting to find some holes in this Sentinels defense, which have had their problems against the rush in the past. Remember, this is the worst-ranked rushing defense in the league. And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Sentinels nursing a 3-point lead. The Huskies threatening to score as the fourth quarter begins. They are at the 14-yard line. Good back to pass. Here comes the rush. He gets it away. Picked off over the middle. And returning it out to the 17-yard line. Who else but LaMarcus Blades? 2 interceptions last week. 1 for a pick six. 1 at the end of the game to set up another scoring drive. And will this one do the same? They were going to Gill Newman. 42 versus 42. And LaMarcus Blades just cuts the route and snatches that one out of the hands of Gill Newman. And what a momentum killer. The Huskies thinking they were at least going to tie the ball game, maybe take a lead, but no. The interception, timely by LaMarcus Blades. Byrne will come out with nobody in the backfield with him. Has all kinds of time. Deep over the middle to Spellman, who turns upfield and churns downfield for a huge gain. What an amazing day for Mark Spellman and Kiefer Byrne. That connection is something Shaq Hennessy was hoping would develop. Byrne, not the strongest arm in the world. Sometimes struggles to get the ball open deep, but they thought if they had this man, this playmaker, under the middle, he could make big things happen, and he certainly is. Byrne back to pass over the middle again. Once more, it is Spellman for a short gain. You see the Sentinels are changing things up. They're moving away from the rushing attack, going with the pass. And I say that, and they delay the handoff up the middle for almost nothing to Dalton Triplett. They have really clamped down on Triplett today. Not finding much success. Byrne back to pass again. Deep out over the right side. That is hauled in. Trying to see the number. Parrish McCarthy for a first down. We've seen him make a few clutch catches here, along with Aaron Posey. Again, those two forced up the depth chart due to the injury from Chris Bradley. The speedy wide receiver went out a few games ago. He might be able to make it back for the last game of the season against the Conquistadors. If not then perhaps the playoffs. And that's why they kept him off the IR. They want him back. So a first down there. New set of downs inside Huskies territory. They fake the handoff. Byrne has all kinds of time. Deep over the middle. I'm going to say Perry Wood with a big reception over the middle. Byrne goes over 300 yards once again. Scary Perry Wood. 6th reception, 83 yards. So threatening to go over 100. Spellman already well over 100 yards. And this passing offense, other than the miscue, where Byrne tossed one over the middle into double coverage, got picked off, has found a lot of success, chewing up a lot of yards. Can they punch it into the end zone? There's a handoff. Off right side, Triplett has some room, juking and making men miss. Picks up 8 yards on that carry. 2nd and 2, single back. There's another handoff up the middle. I think that was Tyson Kerr on that carry for first down, so not many yards, but enough to move the chains. Fresh set of downs inside the 10. 1st and goal. Byrne scans the field, dumps it out of the backfield to Triplett, who picks up a few more. And now it's 1st and goal from the 4. You know the Sentinels will want to put this game out of a one-score situation. They want to get a touchdown here. And although this Huskies defense does give up its share of yards, they are stingy in giving up points. They are 12th in the league in points allowed with 302. That will change, obviously, after this game. There's a handoff off right side. It's Niles McKell who can't find the end zone. Gets 2 yards off right side. Looks like he might have had it. 3rd and goal here. What do they dial up? Byrne back to pass. Has some time. Over the middle. Touchdown, Donnell White. A huge play. Left wide open over the middle. Nobody picked him up. Donnell White just ran away from, looks like number, I'm going to say 33 of the defense. I'm trying to look over my roster. That's Travis Stamper with the outstanding speed, but I guess didn't realize that was his man. Max Good, not happy. He knows that interception really cost them. Here comes Wes Mcguire with the PAT. It is up and good. It is a 23-13, 10-point lead for the Huskies, for the Sentinels. And an uphill climb here for the Huskies. They need 10 points. They have 10 minutes to do it. There's plenty of time to get 2 scores on the football field. A booming kickoff goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Max Good's going to start off at the 25-yard line. That costly interception as they were driving towards the end zone, looking to at least tie the game or take the lead, and now they're down 10 due to that turnover. Good slings it out to the left side near the first down marker, hauled in by number 85, Isaiah Williams. They're going to say a 9-yard gain. Good back to pass again. Out to the left side, caught near the sideline on the left side by number 80, Sean Townsell. Nice pass, nice catch. First down. So you have to think they're going to go with a strong dose of Max Good. He's been slinging it around pretty well today. Had that one costly mistake, obviously, just recently on the previous offensive drive. And he's going to be looking to make up for that. And always a threat to run out of the backfield is Max Good. So if the pass rush does come after him, you have to be careful to not lose contain. He fires it out to the right side to his running back out of the backfield, Dion Averill, who picks up 4. Past midfield now. Good in the pocket. Out to the right side, that is Gill Newman. And maybe a yard on that catch, not much. 3rd and 4. Back to pass. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it and finds his man. Good enough for a first down. That is number 87. Talked about him earlier, the 6'5" Cameron Silvers. And comes up with a good catch there. Gets out of bounds for the first down, just past the marker. Marcus Blades had him in his sights. Shotgun formation, back to pass. Over the middle. That is number 48. I don't have a number... Nope, I do not have a 48 on their team listed. Yes, I do. Jamie Costello, the backup running back. And there's a false start on the offense that will back them up. Looks like it was Riley Stockton, the center. 2nd and 7. Slings it out to the right side. That is hauled in. Number 82, Lindell Stokes for a first down. So pushing it towards the red zone. Max Good has something going. He takes off. Has some room. Gets upfield past the first down marker and first down for Max Good. We said he would be a factor in the running game. He is not afraid to take off and run. And this Sentinels defense has struggled to contain him in the past. Vernon Hunt chasing him down from behind. Blanton cut him off, and he wisely slides down. So from the 14-yard line now, they go up the middle. Averill fights his way forward for a gain of about 3. And he is built enough like a battle tank to push through the tackles like that. You can't arm tackle that man. All kinds of time. Takes off again. Has some room out to the left side. Right side. My apologies. And stops 2 yards shy of a first down. They go jumbo I here. And they're going to hand off up the middle. That is Costello, the big 248-pound running back. Powers his way for a first down, and they are a yard away from putting a touchdown on the board. Jamie Costello. At number 48, they go old school with their tight end numbering. I was thinking that was a tight end. That's why I couldn't find him on the depth chart earlier. And then I realized, oh, that's their second running back. Built more like a big fullback. There's another handoff off right side. Swallowed up behind the line. Looks like London Bates well with others. And that's going to give credit to Sheldon Bates, the 353-pound defensive lineman. Have not been calling his name a lot lately. Remember earlier in the season when this team was struggling with the pass rush, it was Sheldon Bates who stepped up and delivered and came up with 6 sacks, but he's been quiet lately in that department as others have stepped up. And there's another handoff up the middle. Averill can't get things going. Stopped in the backfield. London Bates. This team has 3 Bates on defense. Marion Bates, a backup middle linebacker. London Bates, the starting middle linebacker. And Sheldon Bates, the starting defensive tackle. I talked to Shaq Hennessy about that, and he said, luckily, I don't have a Norman Bates on this team. And if you don't get that reference, then I won't explain it. I'll just say psycho. 3rd and goal now from the 3-yard line. They are in power I formation again. They try once more up the middle. And juking his way through is Dion Averill with a touchdown for the Huskies. Just what they needed to get back in this ball game. They have just under 4 minutes now to try to get a turnover on defense and put another drive together. Just right behind his blockers of Riley, the left tackle, and the left guard, Tim Brock. Bobby Oliver kicks it through, and it is a 3-point lead now for the Sentinels. The Huskies getting exactly what they needed on that drive. Redemption for Max Good, who, with his legs, kept those drives going. And a factor we told you about with this Huskies attack. So they're going to kick it off to Tyson Kerr, who fields it at the 10. Always a threat to take it back. And he weaves his way through a bit of traffic, but doesn't get much. Out to the 33. And that's where the Sentinels will set up shop. You think they'll be looking to take some time off the clock. Byrne, outstandingly accurate, aside from that one turnover, 32 of 38 for over 300 yards. We have to think they're going to try to go back to Dalton Triplett here. He's been shut down for most of the third quarter. Nope, Byrne back to pass, has time, gives it out to Triplett in the backfield, and picks up 2 yards on that reception. So an extended handoff, they like to say. Doesn't get much. There's a handoff off right side, and he's got some room. Makes a man miss. First down. Still fighting. Dalton Triplett keeping those legs moving. We touched on this a bit earlier. I didn't finish the thought. Triplett is not a powerfully built running back, but Coach Shaq Hennessy talked to him and said it's not about size, it's about leverage and momentum. So he's about 6'1". He said you lower those shoulders a little bit, you keep those strong legs going, and your speed and your leverage can get up under some of those defenders and help you break some tackles, and it has paid dividends. So first down, which is exactly what the Sentinels want. Eat up some of that clock. Delayed handoff. A counter play doesn't go anywhere. Looks like Tyson Kerr not getting much. And there's an injury to starting center Kevin Crockett. Oh my, that could be a big injury. We'll see what happens here. And he's sitting on the sideline, shaking up a little bit, but looks like he'll be able to return. This means that backup center Milton Katz will be taking the snaps from center. How will this affect everything? Well, there's a big pass out to the right side. It's caught! Donnell White. I'm sorry. Nope, I'm wrong again. It's Parrish McCarthy with a huge reception to keep this drive going. Time still running down to the 2-minute warning. And Parrish McCarthy just streaking on a slant route. I'd say that's probably more of a post than a slant. Regardless, nobody could cover him, and he hauls in the reception, so Parrish McCarthy making things interesting on the receiving end of things. You already have Perry Wood. We know what he can do. Donnell White is an emerging up-and-coming player. Chris Bradley, there's a handoff up the middle. Triplett, the lead block from Kenya Tomlinson does not work out. And Triplett could only get 2 yards. There's a timeout taken by the Huskies. They're going to try to preserve as much clock as they possibly can. They have 2 more timeouts. You have to think it's steady run plays here. Here's another run up the middle. That's Niles McKell weaving his way through, picking up about 8 yards. I'd say 6. 3rd and 1. A first down here would pretty much seal things for the Sentinels. They're going to go heavy eye. Handoff off right side, and it is a first down from Dalton Triplett. Just weaving his way off right side. We'll have to see when Crockett checks back in. Jadarius Shaw on that tackle. We haven't called his name much. There's another handoff up the middle. That is good for a few yards. Dalton Triplett going right up the middle for a gain of 6. And what a time to turn on the running game. Single back set. Just over a minute to go. Byrne back to pass. Over the middle. It's hauled in by Scary Perry Wood for, I think, a first down. Yes, 1st and goal. And they're going to go victory formation here. They could turn on the Jets, try a score, but why bother? They're going to kneel here. That's going to do it. I don't know if they'll try to tack on a PAT. Nope, they're just going to walk away with the 3-point victory here in Orlando. So another nail-biter between these two teams. Give credit to Coach Sean McDermott. He dials up some fascinating game plans that always bring these two teams very close together. And the final outcome is the Orlando Sentinels squeaking out a 3-point victory. Give credit to the Huskies for making this one close. Max Good doing everything he can to pull out the victory, and it just wasn't enough. That huge turnover by LaMarcus Blades once more. I have to wonder if he's going to factor in for Player of the Week awards again. We'll go over some highlights. This was early, a little later in the game when Donnell White was left wide open. See Dalton Triplett carrying a couple of defenders into the end zone with him for his touchdown. This was the first touchdown of the game by Isaiah Williams, their leading touchdown receiving artist. You can see the passing yardage, the rushing yardage, and the takeaways were even with 1 apiece. The Sentinels just getting it done through the air and on the ground. Byrne, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It was just a mistake over the middle. And both quarterbacks had a really good game. You can't really fault them. Let's take a look at the numbers. See if my voice holds up. See Byrne, 35 of 41, 350 yards, 85% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I'm going to see who got that one. My guess was Dean Sanborn. Max Good, 28 of 35, 241 yards, 80% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 interception as well. So both quarterbacks played well enough to win. It's just the timing of those turnovers. Averill, 25 for 69. He did have some big runs here and there, but very early on, this Sentinels defense, give them credit, they shut down the run and held Averill under 3 yards a gain. Triplett started off hot, got stopped about halfway through the game, and then came on in the second quarter, 21 for 86. So he fails to get 100 yards again, but was effective enough to put points on the board. And unlike what we've seen in the past, Byrne was able to drive this team downfield and get points on the board. Niles McKell had a couple of decent runs. Tyson Kerr had 2 big runs for first downs on 2 carries earlier on and then chipped in a few more yards later. You see Max Good with 4 carries, 39 yards and a few first downs to extend drives on some key carries. Stokes, you see Jamie Costello almost punched one in. I told you he was a 240-pound running back. And Kiefer Byrne with that kneel down at the end of the game. On the receiving end, what a day for Mark Spellman. 12 catches, 165 yards. Perry Woods, 7 for 87. Dion Averill for the Huskies had 7 catches. Dalton Triplett had 6, but not very many yards, just check downs here. Isaiah Williams, 5 for 56 with a touchdown, his 9th of the season. Lindell Stokes, 5 for 37. Newman, 4 for 38. Townsell, 4 for 52. Parrish McCarthy had 3 great catches that all extended drives. First downs, each one of them. Terrence Durham got his name called 3 times. The former fullback turned tight end due to his soft hands. They wanted to keep him around because he can block. A little short for a tight end, but he's more there for his blocking as the number 2 tight end. Donnell White, 3 catches. You saw in the highlights his 1 touchdown. Costello, 1 catch for 8. Silvers, 1 for 7. Tyson Kerr, 1 for 2. And Wesley Young, the backup tight end, 1 for 11. Blocking, Radovich, the left tackle, let up a sack. And Roy Reed for the Huskies let up a sack. There wasn't a lot of sacks this game at all. We'll look at both teams individually. For the Huskies, it was star outside linebacker Lincoln Calvin leading the way with 17 tackles, 2 for a loss. Demarius Royal, the corner, with 12 tackles, 1 for a loss. Sean Chandler, the free safety, who plays like a strong safety in their defense, with 11 tackles. There's Dean Sanborn, who indeed got that interception. I was pretty sure it was him. 10 tackles, 2 for a loss. That early interception, which did lead to points. Travis Stamper, the speedy, strong safety, 9 tackles. Alexander Red, told you we'd call his name a lot, had 7 tackles. Antonio Randall, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss and half a sack. Richie Kendricks, 5 tackles. Tracy Gunter, 3 tackles, 1 for a loss. Frederick Troutman, Trey Miller, Kyle Fine, all with 2 tackles. Jadarius Shaw, he is normally a problem for us on the pass rush, but give credit to the offensive line for holding him in check. Princeton Boast, the backup tackle, or defensive end. Stockton, Lee Smith, Dudley Brent got the other half sack, the number 2 defensive tackle. And Lawrence Conrad with a tackle. See who deflected passes. We had Gill Newman, the tight end, and Richie Kendricks, the corner. There were no forced fumbles. Let's take a look at the Sentinels totals. London Bates leading the way in tackles for his team, 13 on the game, 1 for a loss. His fellow former middle linebacker in the 3-4, but now playing left outside linebacker, 10 tackles, 1 for a loss. Kershaw, the outstanding corner, 7 tackles, along with Zaire Witherspoon, 7 tackles, 1 for a loss. Marquis Wyrick, 6 tackles, 1 for a loss. Joining him are Nate Youngblood and Kent Kendall with 6 tackles. Lamarcus Blades with 5. Houston Madsen, 5 tackles, 2 for a loss. And the only sack, well, I say only sack, that's incorrect. One of the 2 sacks, I forgot. Baber came on a uncontested blitz and got one. Vernon Hunt and Sheldon Bates, both with 4 tackles and 1 for a loss. Baber, aforementioned, 3 tackles, 1 sack. Stringer, McKnight, Posey, and Steven, all with 2 tackles. Stringer, 1 for a loss. Hatcher, Lamb, Bolware, Durham, and Spellman, all with 1 tackle. Saw the interception there from Lamarcus Blades, a huge momentum changer, which led to the Sentinels getting the lead and never letting go of it. Passes deflected, Witherspoon and Youngblood. Youngblood's was deep in the end zone. See, Kershaw and Sheldon Bates credited for the fumbles, but the Huskies were able to pounce on them and recover their own fumbles. Had they been challenged, I think both would have been ruled not fumbles, but since they recovered them, there was no challenge. Wes Mcguire, a perfect 3 for 3, but his longest attempt was only 34 yards, a perfect 2 for 2 on extra points. See how the Huskies did. Bobby Oliver kicked a 54-yard long with a lot of wind behind it, but he was perfect, 2 for 2 on the game, so give him credit, and made both of his extra points. Punting game, Jeff Cummins, 4 for 205, a 51.2-yard average. None inside the 20. And Spencer Parsons, 3 for 144, 48-yard average. Inside the 20, none. 1 touchback. Spencer Parsons, a game ago, had a booming punt against the Explorers, which I thought traveled at least 90 yards in the air. He is now credited with the longest punt of the season, 86-yard punt, by far and away the longest. So a record-setting punt there. And that's going to do it here for the Huskies and the Sentinels. The Sentinels on a winning streak. That is their 8th win in a row, if I'm correct. We'll count them up because my math is terrible. See, beat your rival. That was about the only milestone of the game he completed. Got some player upgrades in Perry Wood and Sheldon Bates. And weekly awards, that's for last week. General manager said, you made the playoffs. They want to congratulate me. Let's take a look at that notice. Or we'll save it for the housekeeping episode. Let's save it for that. And we'll find out if we have any Player of the Week award winners next episode. I don't know if Lamarcus Blades will qualify. That was a big turnover, but it was only 1. So the Huskies will fall to 6-8. The Sentinels improve to 11-3. Let's take a look at our schedule and find out how many wins in a row that was, or is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I jumped the gun. 7 wins in a row. We faced the New York Giants in Week 16, so that's the next game coming up. And then we'll have to see if the Conquistadors held on to win their game, because it could come down to us two for the conference winner, who has the best record in the conference and could have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. You saw Dion Averill there had 2 fumbles. He's only had 2 on the whole season and had 2 in that game alone. Again, I don't think they were really fumbles, but since they recovered them, they didn't want a challenge, so they said forget it. So that's going to do it here. I want to thank you all again for the comments. I'm sorry this game was late, but you might be able to hear in my voice I'm straining a little bit to get this out. Had a bit of a sinus infection going on the last few days. I didn't want to try to push it and put one out on Friday like I thought I could, because I was half dead as far as energy goes. And I knew I couldn't bring the energy level that this game needs, especially when you're going to be hearing a lot from me, so I didn't want to put out a subpar package and a boring delivery. I wanted to wait till I was feeling better, and I am feeling a lot better. My energy is back. My voice is still a little struggling here. So I'm going to rest it up over the next few days and hopefully record a housekeeping episode. We might hear from Perry Wood. Saw somebody in the comments, I think it was Chip Masterson, asking about Perry Wood and his diminished role so far this year. It's not really diminished, it's just a number of factors, but we'll get what he thinks of the situation. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. If not, we'll try to get somebody representing the team on the game. We'll talk about the win streak and whatever else you might have to talk about. So, who did you vote for the Player of the Week award for last week's game against the Explorers? I'm just looking now. Both games decided by a total of 4 points, these last two games. That's how these Sentinels play, always down to the wire. No lead is comfortable. No lead is safe. You never know what's going to happen. They live or die by the interception or turnover at times. And but that's what makes this team so exciting. And what about Kiefer Byrne? Is he back? Is he the franchise guy going forward? It wasn't looking good going in the early season. He had two really great games a couple of weeks ago, and then the last game against the Explorers, they just kind of shut him down. He had what you call a game manager type game, and today he exploded for another 350-yard game, but had that one costly turnover, one touchdown. He did drive the team down the field when it mattered. He did get points on the board when it mattered, and pulled out another victory. So, is the jury still out on him? Do they have confidence in him to give him a huge contract? Because he'll be in his final year next season, so a decision's going to have to be made. Maybe they see how the playoff run goes. Maybe they see how he does in the early going next season before they make a decision. Who knows? I'm not even sure if Coach Shaq Hennessy knows. But that's going to do it again here on Ben's Corner as I lose my mind for a moment, my train of thought. Again, thank you all for the views, for the comments, for the likes. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed what I deliver here. Just if you're staying tuned this long, I really appreciate it. I realized devoting about an hour plus to this game is not something that everybody can do or wants to do, but I appreciate you if you made it this far. The reason why I do the game this way is I'm not editing the game after the fact. I record it live with live commentary done by me on a play-by-play basis. That's why you hear a lot of errors and stumbles and stuff, because this is my first time ever doing anything like this. I was inspired to do this by something called the Relocation Football League, the RFL. There's links to that in my description below, and you'll find out about them. I'll let you look them up, but I was auditioning to be a play-by-play man for them, thinking it would be really fun. It's something I wanted to do for a career at one point, but got talked out of it. I touched on that on the very first episode of this season, this series, which was about 8 or 9 months ago now, and about 52 or 53 episodes ago. You can find out a little bit about me and how I went down this path. Anyway, they did want me to join their team, but unfortunately I play on PC. They now play on PlayStation 5, which I do not have, and it just won't work out logistically until I can get a PlayStation 5. Otherwise, I would have been happy to join them, but that's why I did this live. I didn't want to fudge anything. I wanted it to be as natural as possible, because in their league, they record things live too. They don't post-edit anything. It's live stream, play-by-play, and I figured I have to show them the real deal. I can't hide behind fancy editing or anything like that. Going forward, and anybody that's listening out there, I might bring this up in my next episode too earlier on, but after this season, I want to try to change things up maybe to get this season going a little quicker. And I'll give credit to MrHurricane for this idea, because he does this in his franchises, if you've ever checked him out. If you haven't checked him out, he's got an awesome franchise mode going too for a long time. But what he does is he breaks the season down into quarters, like every 4 weeks, and he simulates 3 of those games and looks at what might be the best matchup, interesting matchup, focuses on that game, and will slow sim maybe a drive or 2 to start out the game. Then he will normal super sim it so that you see the plays go by. And then later on in the game, or if there's a tie or a last-minute drive for a touchdown or something like that, he will hop back in to slow sim and sim a few drives on that. So that way, his episodes only take 45 minutes total, somewhere around there, and he can get through the season and the games a lot quicker. I'm thinking of doing something like that as well, just to see how it would pan out and see if you guys enjoy that style instead of sticking to it for the whole game. I kind of like doing these full games. It just takes a long time to do, and sometimes my health won't hold up for that. Just this time of year is bad allergy seasons, and sometimes those lead to sinus infections like I have right now. Fun stuff. If you've never had one, consider yourself blessed. If you have had one, you know what I'm talking about. They're not life-threatening or anything, but they certainly make you feel like hot garbage. So I'm going to get off of here now to preserve my voice for next week, because I do want to try to get these episodes out to you on time. Sometime early next week for the house cleaning episode, which I will try to see if I can get Perry Wood in-house and ask him some questions. So if you can think of some questions for Perry Wood, go ahead and ask them in the comments, and I'll say who asked them and give you an answer as best I can with Perry Wood. And maybe make some suggestions on some other questions you might want to ask the coach later on in the season or what have you. What else? And then on next Friday, as planned, like I did for this game this week, I will try to get a game up next Friday. We'll keep my fingers crossed on that. It's all going to depend on how I feel. So once again, thank you all. I'm going to head on out. You all have a great weekend. Hope you've enjoyed this game. I mean, what's going on with these Sentinels? They're on a roll, but boy, does the team give you much confidence. That's about the shakiest 11-3 I think I've ever seen. But I'll take it. I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty, right? I think that's the saying. So we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. It was howdy, howdy, howdy. We got rowdy, rowdy, rowdy. Now it's time to say goodbye.